Dear students, today I am going to start the new topic combination of error. In previous video, I explained you about the method of expression the error. In this previous video, I explained you about the absolute error, mean absolute error, fractional error, or the percentage error. Okay, so today I am going to start this topic, that is a combination of error. Okay, actually, when a number of quantities are involved in the final calculation, then error associated with the measurement of all quantities will affect the end result. Okay, suppose I am taking the formula of density is equal to mass upon volume. Okay, so measurement of mass and volume both will affect the result of density. Understood? And measurement of mass, measurement of volume is also, it will be depend how your instrument is precise. Okay, so when a number of quantities are involved in the final calculation, then error associated with the measurement of all quantities will affect the end result. Okay, so it means the error in the final result, it depends upon the error in the individual measurement. Okay, and also the nature of the mathematical operation that you are going to solve. Okay, so we have just need some rules to calculate the combination of error. The first one in combination of error is sum and difference. Okay, sum and difference. Okay, now I am taking the two physical quantities x and y, and the limiting error in these two physical quantities are plus minus delta x and plus minus delta y. Okay, so if suppose I am first taking the example of sum, so that means the z is equal to x plus y, and if I am just putting the limiting error in this, so suppose the limiting error in x is plus minus delta x, limiting error in y is plus minus delta y, so the limiting error in z is z plus minus delta z. Okay, the limiting error in z is plus minus delta z, so that means it is x plus minus delta x plus y plus minus delta y. It means I can write this one like this also, x plus minus delta x plus y plus minus delta y. So the limiting error, if I am just going to check here, so it is plus minus delta z is equal to plus minus delta x plus minus delta y. Clear? So the maximum possible error, maximum error possible error in z, it is delta z is equal to delta x plus delta y. When you add these two, then you will get the maximum error. So the maximum possible error in z is delta z is equal to delta x plus delta y. Clear? Now I am taking the difference here. So here it is z is equal to x plus y. So I am taking z is equal to x minus y. Okay, same again, the limiting error in x is plus minus delta x, limiting error in y is plus minus delta y, limiting error in z is plus minus delta z. So that means I can write z plus minus delta z is equal to x plus minus delta x minus y plus minus delta y. That I can write. Now I am just going to open this bracket here. So that means it is, we can write z plus minus delta z is equal to x plus minus delta x minus y minus plus delta y. Okay, so the limiting error in z, it is plus minus delta z is equal to plus minus delta. Remember, minus, this is plus minus. When you multiply with the minus, sign will be reversed. Okay. So it is plus minus delta x minus plus delta. So again, the maximum possible error is in z is the sum of delta x and delta y. So that means it is equal delta z is equal to delta x plus delta y. It is maximum possible error. Okay, this one is also maximum possible error. Okay, so delta z is equal to delta x plus delta. Now just you see, it is a sum of the two quantities, it is a difference of the two quantities, but you see the limiting error is the sum of the limiting individual limiting error of x and y. Okay, so when the two quantities are added or subtracted, the limiting error in the final result is the sum of the limiting error in the quantities involved. Understood? Clear? Okay, now I am coming on the second topic. It is a product and the quotients. Okay, the second point, it is product and quotients. Clear? The first I am taking here the product. Now z is equal to xy. Now I am substituting the limiting error here. Okay, so it is z plus minus delta z is equal to x plus minus delta x into y plus minus delta y. Okay, है ना? So I can write z plus minus delta z, and then I am just going to open this bracket here. So when I am going to open this bracket, so xy plus minus x delta y plus minus y delta x plus minus delta x into delta y. Clear? Now we have to declare the sum terms here. When I am just coming on the topic, taking the limiting error only, so it is plus minus delta z. No limiting error is here, so it will be neglect. This one having the limiting error, so you write x delta y. This one is also having the limiting error y delta x, but this one both are the limiting error. Okay, and limiting errors are very small. Okay, so when the two small values are multiplied, the product is also come very small, so that means it will be neglected. So this term is neglected. Okay, understood this point? So del plus minus delta z is equal to plus minus x delta y plus minus y delta x. Now both side I am dividing by z. So plus minus delta z by z is equal to plus minus x delta y upon z plus minus y delta x upon z. Here in this term z is equal to xy. So I am just substituting here and here z is equal to xy. So it is plus minus delta z by z is equal to plus minus x delta y upon xy plus minus y delta x upon xy. So here y is cancelled, here is x is cancelled. So it will come plus minus delta z by z is equal to plus minus delta y upon y and plus minus delta x upon x. Clear? Now again same point, maximum possible error. So maximum possible error is delta z by z, okay, is equal to mod of delta y upon y. You can write this one also, but it is positive, so that's why they no need to write this one. Delta y upon y plus delta x upon x. Okay, delta y upon y and delta x upon x are the relative errors in y and x. Okay, suppose I am just going to calculate here the percentage error. So it will be delta z by z maximum into 100 is equal to delta y upon y plus delta x upon x into 100. Okay, so this is the way that you can do the product of x and y. Okay, now I am coming on the topic second one, the division. Okay, so in this one z is